What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Quetzali might be the most underrated tribe ever. They're actually like pretty solid, like good. Especially on tiny lakes. There's a lot of really neat things that you can do with Quetzali that you just can't do with any other tribe, and we're gonna see here. So I've got 2 games against Chinchi, which I think is one of Quetzali's best matchups. Chinchi's normally a very strong tribe on tiny lakes, as you guys know, but Quetzali kind of changes things a bit. And yeah, I'm gonna show the more interesting game first, actually. So let's just get right into things. And yeah, there's a few things about this that make Quetzali really good, in my opinion, on tiny lakes, and you're gonna very quickly see one of the reasons why. So I go for a defender here, which at first looks pretty weird, but the idea, diplomacy. This deck is so underrated, especially on tiny lakes. The reason why is your capitals are guaranteed to spawn 4 tiles away like this. So if you train a cloak, you know, you get your funny cloak, it goes 1, 2. That's it. And with the beta on tiny lakes, you know, Luxador, which loves getting giants, Hodrick, they also like getting giants and archers, and then Chinchi, which likes getting giants and swords. All the really good tribes like getting giants, and other than Luxador, I guess. I mean, Luxador doesn't love getting riders, but most of the strong tribes on tiny lakes don't actually go for riding, which is usually the best answer to cloaks. And so cloaks can be really menacing. So I'm gonna just take this, make a warrior. But now the city at level 3. Not level 5 yet, but it doesn't need to be level 5. As soon as the city hits level 3, it is now worth it for a cloak to hit. And you'll see why in a bit. Don't worry, there will be some cloak shenanigans. Don't you worry. There's the cloak dropping down already. I go for climbing, so now I'm guaranteed to hit the capital next turn no matter what. Can't avoid it. And this is why it's so good. So you infiltrate the city, right? And when this happens, you decrease their economy to 0 star per turn, and you steal their economy, and you spawn 3 daggers. So in the case of hitting their level 3 capital, which makes 5 star per turn, you steal 5 stars, you deny 5 stars, so that's already a 2 star profit from the cloak you just got, and you spawn a bunch of daggers. If you get a cloak chain on a level 3 capital, you basically just win the game. And even a level 3 city with an explorer, that's still 3 stars that you're stealing, 3 stars that you're denying, and 3 daggers, which is still a significant profit. And this is really strong. I go for another cloak, hoping to get another connection. But now with the swords are going to be nice to defend the daggers. Can't really stop the cloaks too easily though. But they're gonna do some pretty good micro actually to hold on to things. I send the cloak ready to get that potential attack, go for fishing. It is going to allow me to get a very nice explorer and upgrade the capital as well, which I kind of did that in the wrong order because now I have this extra hanging pop that I didn't need to have. So oopsie daisies. But now they could have locked the capital, but they didn't. They didn't play around the cloak very well. They did block a lot of tiles at least. But I am going to get another connection. I make another cloak, and I steal a ton of stars this time because that level 5 capital, that's 7 star per turn. Yeah, I don't think I need to do the math on that one. That's really good, even if you're only making 3 daggers. They have a giant though, and I don't, but I'm not really too worried here. I've got another cloak, I've got warriors, I'm holding on here. But now they're able to block the cloak and get the riders, which is very scary. I get a pop ruin. And it looks like, well, I got all that, you know, shenanigans with the cloaks, but it's finally over. They're going to stop my cloaks from connecting and then finally win. Except they don't, they let another cloak slide by over there. It's so hard to cover the cloaks, especially on tiny lakes. There's a lot of sneaky routes where the cloaks can go, and because the map is less open, it's harder for riders to catch them. But yeah, I've got a nice cloak chain up there. And this cloak, it may not be able to connect to the capital, but it can grab this lighthouse, which allows me to get Eye of God. Now getting my first giant. And I could have gone for second giant, but I decided actually to instead get more stars and more space to train units, more importantly. They are able to take out the cloak, but it already served its purpose of revealing the lighthouse. And another infiltration now, archery. And I'm going to be able to make some funny archers. Veteran warrior. Sacrifice a warrior to get more space for another archer. I'm just able to get so many units here. And yeah, this cloak chain, again, just on this level 3 city is already too much. Plus the archers causing so many problems. This is just way too much for poor Chinchi. They get a nice veteran sword. And another giant. But now they resign. And yeah, it was really the cloaks here. The cloaks were just so good. Again, if you can just land a cloak chain, it's just too much for the opponents. Even just a couple of cloak hits. And because the cities are so close, again, the capitals, they always spawn 4 tiles away. It's so easy to get those cloak attacks. And yeah, I'll go ahead and cut to another match now. It's a nice little bonus. Alright, so this match also against Chinchi, but this time it's a little bit different. I'm kind of cut off from the center, which is a little awkward, but I do find a ruin. I decide to go for quick development. I guess it doesn't change how fast I develop, but it does let me train another warrior to expand. Or no, I go for the ruin actually, because I suspect they might be there. I get to explore, see what's going on. Grab lighthouse. Don't meet them, and they take this city right here. So yeah, I know that they're not up here, of course. I would see their city borders, so I know for sure they're there. And I get the Explorer, which kind of just confirms it. But that does give me another lighthouse. I'm just one lighthouse away from Eye of God already, thanks to the Explorer rune. I can get this nice upgrade here. Make Warrior Defender. The idea is I'm going to get climbing, step here, and then pressure their city with a Defender. Which, yes, defenders are amazing pressure tools, believe it or not. Because with support from archers, you do not want to get sieged by a defender. And immediately, this is already a problem. Fishing pre-cap, because that will allow me to get a giant, believe it or not. And it also guarantees me Eye of God, which is how I get the giant. So I'm actually getting into giant before them. And even though they're going to be up in cities, this pressure in the middle is already too much to deal with. Plus, you already know I'm thinking about getting a nice cloak invasion. This central city, despite all the natural defenses, I can just use archers to attack. Now they get the giant city wall to hold on. But it's only going to do so much as I get more units. They're developing pretty nicely, but then they decide to resign upon seeing what I have, even though they just got Eye of God. This could have played out some more, but it would have just been a lot of archer go pew pew, and then cloaks go ruin their life. I can even get a nice cloak here. This was my plan. Put it in the port, instant siege. This is a level 3 city, so it's automatically worth it. That is an unstoppable cloak chain too. They cannot do anything about that. Despite being down a city, this is actually pretty winning, just straight up. Again, and they have to play around cloaks here. That's why I sent the giant here, is to, if I want to get cloaks, it'll be nice and defended. But yeah, there's so many problems that Chinchi has, and they just can't solve all of them here. So yeah, new anti-meta tribe, question mark, question mark. I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.